Hi guys, and welcome to Exciting Times with Johnny. I'm Johnny. Today we're going to read a book called Radiant Child by Javaka Steptoe. The story of young artists Jean-Michel Basquiat. The Radiant Child. Somewhere in Brooklyn, between hearts that thump double Dutch and hopscotch and salty mouths that slurp sweet ice, a little boy dreams of being a famous artist. In his house, you can tell a serious artist dwells. As he sits at a table with pencils scattered everywhere, Jean-Michel draws from morning until night with a serious face amid a storm of papers. He refuses to sleep until he has created a masterpiece. At night, images enchant Jean-Michel's mind, and he wakes from his dreams to add one more line. His drawings are not neat or clean, nor does he color inside the lines. They are sloppy, ugly, and sometimes weird, but somehow still beautiful. His art comes from his mother, Mathilde, a Puerto Rican woman who designs and sews, cooks and cleans, and makes the house look like a stylish magazine. But most important, she lies on the floor and draws with John Michael on his father's old work papers. From her, he learns that art is not the only poetry book she reads to him or in the theaters and museums they visit. Art is the street games of little children in our style and the words that we speak. It is how the messy patchwork of the city creates the new meaning for ordinary things. While visiting the museum, they look at his favorite works of art. Reading the story behind each artist, reading the story behind each work. This is how Jean-Michel learns what it means to be a famous artist. Back at home, he creates art on the floor as his father, Gerard, plays jazz records. Mama Mathilde cooks arroz con pollo and calls John Michael mi amor. The energy and life of the city can be felt in each line of his drawings. As time goes by, John Michael learns that art has a healing power. After a car accident, he is scared and confused. Mathilde gives him a book to calm his fears. It is filled with pictures of bones, skulls, and other body parts. Jean-Michel draws from until he knows it all by heart. He's no longer afraid. Back at home, Jean-Michel's body heals, but his teeth breaks. His mother's mind is not well, and the family breaks. She no longer lies on the floor and draws with Jean-Michel, but sits by the window singing only to birds. Jean-Michel is confused and filled with a terrible blues, and Mathilde can no longer live at home. He tries drawing the terrible out of his blues, but things are not the same. As Jean-Michel grows older, he visits his mother's when he can, always bringing his artwork to show, telling her that one day it will be in a museum when I am a famous artist. A teenager now, Jean-Michel decides, Papa, I will be very, very famous one day. With a sly look, a twinkle in his eye, Jean-Michel leaves Brooklyn for New York City, the Lower East Side, a concert jungle where only the tough service. During the day, dressed in a green jumpsuit splattered with paint, Jean-Michel stays with his friends, sleeping on the couches and floors, leaving a barrage of colleges and poem-filled papers everywhere he goes. At night, Jean-Michel sprays paint the walls downtown with poems and drawings that catch the eye of artists, gallery goers, and passersby. Under his art, he signs the name Samu instead of Jean-Michel. Everybody wants to know who Samu is. Samu moves from the street corners to art gallery walls with powerful color composition and line coloring and painting on anything he can find. His art is still not neat or clean, but definitely not inside the lines, but somehow still beautiful. With this magical charm, Jean-Michel draws a crowd, but when it's time to work, he prefers to be alone, with the radio and TV on full blast. Now in the expensive suit splattered with paint, he flips through the stacks of magazines and open books and paints into the night and sometimes for days at a time while sounds and images jump into his head. Jean-Michel, an artist among artists, never doubts one line, creating from a soundtrack that is all his own. People describe him as radiant wild, a genius child, but in his heart he is a king, so he draws crowns for himself and others he admires. A grown man now with the art world in his hands, Jean-Michel still visits his mother's when he can, and at his most important shows above all the critics, fans, and artists he admires, the place of honor is his mother's, a queen on a throne. He is now a famous artist. The end. That was the book, A Radiant Child by Javaka, Steptoe. This is a book for an AR quiz, so people from Newport Elementary, if you guys are watching this, in Miss Young's class, a few of you, just to let you guys know, this is in the Renaissance place, so you can take an AR quiz on it. I think it's a 4-point book, but if that's your level, I think will be okay for you. Yeah, but that was the book, Radiant Child. If you guys want me to read more exciting books and you guys want to see more exciting videos, make sure to tell family members and friends to subscribe, give likes, and stay tuned. Bye!